Hello and welcome back to my channel, friends. Today I'm going to show you how to turn raw beef suet into high quality luxurious skincare products right at home for pennies on the dollar. These are rich, nourishing balms and creams that rival boutique brands because you control every ingredient. From hand and foot balms to beard oils, body lotion and face cream, homemade really can be high end. So let's get started. As you can see, we're starting with raw beef suet. If you haven't seen my full beef tallow rendering video yet, check it out after this one because you can learn how to render your own tallow and unlock an entire world of homemade products. But today we're focusing on all the incredible skin and body care items that you can create from your own clean, high quality tallow. You can pick up raw suet from almost any butcher. Ask for clean, hard kidney fat, and that gives you the purest tallow with the best results. You can chop it into small pieces or ask them to grind it for you. You just need the pieces to be as small as possible so it melts faster. Okay, so you've been watching me do my first render of my suet, and now I'm going to get out the cracklings that are in the first render. This does not typically happen after the first render, but do you see all that lovely beef? This is a great treat for dogs, not for cats, but if you have a dog, this is so good for them, the fat, the beef, everything. So do not throw that out. Yes, humans can eat it. It just doesn't taste very good and it's not seasoned. So I read online and they said it's a great little treat for dogs. So my friend's dog is going to have a great treat from this batch. So you've watched me do my first render where I melted down the fat. I have removed the cracklings that usually happens in the first render as I separate the fat from the leftover meat. And now I'm taking out the tallow since I put it in the fridge overnight, and I'm going to clean the impurities off the bottom. This is a process I do 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times until I remove the beef scent from the tallow. Again, I have a whole video about this. I'm just kind of running through it as you watch me do my 3 or 4 renders. So as you can see, any impurities or leftover cracklings that I did not catch are going to be at the bottom of this tallow block. This will happen when you put it in a bowl and put it in the fridge. You don't have to do it overnight, that's just what I do, but a couple of hours, making sure that it's fully solid before you move on to the next render is best. Again, I'm not throwing away any of that tallow that I scraped off. I'll be using it for cooking. I just don't want that in my face products. I know I'm going to be doing this a few more times, so that's why I'm not too worried about getting it perfect and clean the first time. This is going to be heated several times and the impurities will be removed. So for those of you that haven't seen my more detailed video, I will run through the basic steps for your render. You're going to place your suet in a pot over medium heat and let it slowly melt. Take your time and be patient. This should not be rushed. And once everything liquefies, you can add a little bit of water and a pinch of salt to help pull out those impurities. Please be extremely careful. From there, you will pour your melted tallow into a container, preferably a bowl, and refrigerate it overnight. As it solidifies, the impurities will sink to the bottom, and in the morning, you can just scrape everything off. Do this several times. Melt, water, cool, scrape. This will help get rid of the natural beef scent. Look at all of those impurities that naturally drop to the bottom of your bowl. Make sure you discard that. You don't want to keep it. By your third render, your tallow should be clean, mild, and perfect for beauty products. All right, that was my third render. So now I'm going to weigh how much I have left. So remember, we started with beef suet. That's what you will ask your butcher for. And then you are rendering it down to tallow. I want to see how much tallow I have left after my 3 renders and my scrapings. As you can see, I don't have any impurities left at the bottom, but I do have just a little bit of discoloring, which I will scrape off. You can do as many renders as you want, but I typically will do 3, maybe 4 for my face products, and for cooking products, 1 or 2. So I asked my butcher for 5 pounds of suet, and I have now rendered it down to 4 pounds and 15 ounces of tallow. So I only lost 1 ounce in either spilling or scraping. Not bad at all. Okay, let's start with finding containers to use. I try to always use glass containers, but I'm working through getting rid of my plastic containers. So most of the containers that you will see in this video were not store-bought. They are being reused and recycled after I clean them properly. So my first project is my absolute favorite, the best lip balm ever. We're going to use our tallow, a little jojoba or almond oil, a touch of beeswax, and vitamin E. Once I learned what petroleum jelly is and how it's made, I stopped putting it anywhere near my mouth. Making my own lip balm gives me comfort, protection, and moisture using ingredients I trust. Please try this. It's really easy, and now I won't use anything else. It's great. Okay, so you might ask me for a recipe. Well, the recipe is proportional, so it all depends on the size of the containers that you use. You see that I took my containers, whichever ones you want to use. I put water in them and I weighed them. This just gives me an idea of how much to make, so I don't make too much. So in my case, I have 2 1-ounce jars. Therefore, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of tallow, 2 tablespoons of beeswax, 1 tablespoon of castor oil, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, a half a teaspoon of any kind of emulsifier, which I'm using the stearic acid, and then a half a teaspoon of vitamin E oil. Please note you can add a little bit of vanilla extract for scent only if you choose. Based on this, with 2 ounces, you can adjust the recipe up or down for what you have. So you will melt your tallow, beeswax, coconut, castor, and stearic acid together, remove it from heat, and then put in your vitamin E and vanilla. After that, pour it into the jars, and you have the perfect lip balm. Now let's use our tallow to make some heavy moisturizing foot cream. Moisturizing your feet is important, but moisturizing your feet in the winter is even more important. This foot cream that we're going to make is thick, rich, and healing for dry heels and rough skin. Once you've tried this homemade tallow foot balm, you will never go back. For this recipe, I am making it for 8-ounce jars and I'm quadrupling it. So I'm going to give you the recipe for 1 8-ounce jar, and then everything you see me doing, it's times 4. Okay, so here is the recipe for an 8-ounce jar. A half a cup of tallow, which is about 0.45 ounces, but I round it up to half an ounce. So half an ounce of tallow, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1.5 tablespoons of stearic acid to hold it all together, 1 tablespoon of vitamin E oil, and some peppermint extract. Remember, I am multiplying all of this by 4. Now I'm going to go melt it, and while I do, you see that my lip balm has cooled and it is ready to go. So I will put the tops on those and use it. Can I just say, best lip balm I've ever made. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. Now that I've melted my tallow, coconut oil, olive oil, and stearic acid together, I'm putting it through a cheesecloth just to make sure there's nothing in it. It's as pure as possible. Then I'll add my vitamin E and my essential oils for scent. The peppermint essential oil just feels so good on your skin and it tingles, and the lavender really softens the scent. Then I will let it cool and then whip it. So while it's cooling, I will start my next project. While that's cooling and waiting to be whipped, I'm going to start making my tallow face cream. And ladies, if you want your skin to be moisturized, please moisturize your skin at night with tallow. It is absolutely amazing for your skin, and my skin has had a noticeable glow. People have commented on it, and I just tell them, oh, I use a really good face cream. So this is how I make my tallow face cream at home. And just so you know, I used to buy this face cream and it just got more and more expensive, and it finally just made me say, I know I can make this on my own. I did, and I'm so grateful I have this skill set going forward, because I like high quality boutique items without paying that price. So consider making your own face cream at home. All right, so this is made for a 3-ounce jar. It's soft and silky and more lotion-like. So for this 3-ounce jar recipe, I used 1/4 cup of tallow, 1 tablespoon of jojoba oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 1/2 tablespoon of stearic acid. After I took it off the double boiler, you see me adding the vitamin E, and now I'm adding some ylang-ylang essential oil and some lavender to help the scent, and it smells so good. So you see I put it through a cheesecloth to make sure there was no impurities in this, because it will be going on my face. And now I'm mixing it really well. And while that cools, I'm going to get my next project ready to go for 8-ounce jars, and it's going to be my whipped tallow body balm. This is so good. I love using it right after a shower on my damp skin, and it really just makes my skin shine and keeps me moisturized all day. Now you might be asking, why would you make this when you can just buy lotion? Well, a lot of lotion products can be thin and have water in them. You guys can see my ingredients. This is oil-based moisturizer, and it creates an amazing skin barrier. My skin drinks this. So if you're someone that cares about keeping moisture in your skin and keeping your skin youthful and beautiful for an affordable price, consider this recipe. Look how much tallow I still have left after all of these products. Don't worry, I'll get to the recipe for the body balm, but my hand cream has cooled. So I want to show you how I'm whipping it with my little handheld electric whisk. You don't need an electric whisk, but it does make it a lot easier. Now I'm noticing as I'm doing this, it's a little bit hard. So I'm just going to add a little bit more oil and maybe a little bit more tallow, put it back on the double boiler, and get my other body cream off of the double boiler so I can add my ingredients to it. Remember, I'm doing many things at once. So what you're seeing now is the body cream. The hand cream, which was a little bit too thick, is now back on the stove on the double boiler, reheating now that I've added oil. So for an 8-ounce jar, you'll need 1 cup of beef tallow. That's about 0.45 ounces, 2 tablespoons of jojoba oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 1 tablespoon of stearic acid. You're going to heat it, and then when it's all done off the double boiler, you'll add your vitamin E and your essential oils. But for now, I'm going to whip my face cream, and look at the consistency of this face cream, the small batch. Remember, for the 3-ounce jars, it came out beautifully. My body balm is on the double boiler. I'm just going to fill these jars with my face cream and then prepare for the next step. It is silky, it is lotion-like, it is so moisturizing. Look at the shine it leaves on my skin, and it's not greasy. This is the perfect face cream. And now my body cream is ready for the vitamin E. Remember to add your vitamin E after you put it on the double boiler, and then you can also add your essential oils. So something I want to point out really quickly is how you can definitely customize these recipes to help you, and how each formula is a little bit different. My foot cream has castor oil in it. My face cream is much more loose, has more vitamin E, whereas my body cream has more tallow. You can adjust these the way that you like. I'm just giving you my basic recipe because it works so well for me. So now I'm checking on my foot cream, and I notice that it's still not cool enough. That's okay. I'll just add a little bit more vitamin E, because you can never go wrong by adding vitamin E to your products. And then I'll let it cool a little bit more. Now I'm going to go let that cool, and I am now going to work on my body cream, where I'm also adding the vitamin E. Remember, we add that after it is heated, and then I will add my essential oils. Alright, my foot cream had a little bit more vitamin E added to it. It cooled a little bit more, and now I'm going to whip it. I'm going to get some of the air in my product, but remember, my foot cream is meant to be thick and heavy and have a great peppermint scent and a peppermint feel on your skin, and then you're supposed to put socks on. So this is a great product to use at night. You're going to moisturize your feet and then put socks on. You will never have dry, cracked skin again or dry, cracked heels. I love this stuff. A handmade tallow foot cream with peppermint essential oil makes a wonderful gift for anyone. And remember, I recycled my jars. I cleaned them properly by sterilizing them and putting them in the oven. So if you want a video about that, let me know. But as you can see, a little bit of tallow goes a long way, and it just makes a great homemade, handmade gift. And if you pair it with some of those little fuzzy socks in a bag, it's just such a unique little gift, and it works so well. So please try this recipe. You will love it. You will never have dry feet again. You'll never go back, and you'll learn that making it yourself is best because you get to control the ingredients and what's in it. So I'm now putting the jar tops on these, but I figured two of them, I had the wrong tops and I have to find them. So this was my foot cream creation from that recipe. And now that my body cream is cooled, let's whip that up too. So if you remember, I had to add a little bit more oil to it and reheat it, and it made a huge difference. Look how golden it is, and it is much thinner than the foot cream. It looks amazing. It looks like a really thick lotion. And look how it looks on my skin. It spreads easily, and when I tell you, your skin will shine. It does. You look healthy, you look glowy, and it's all because you made your own tallow body products at home. And the reason why I'm so excited about this, guys, is I used to spend a lot of money on the really, really good lotions. I don't like thin, cheap lotion. And I used to spend a lot on lotions that honestly weren't as good of a quality as what I can make. And I make it for a much more affordable price. And now you see me putting it in my jars. Now, some of these jars are painted. It was from a previous project. The paint is only on the outside. But I also have some clear jars too. Remember, everything is being recycled from other projects or other things around my house. But this body lotion, body balm, body butter, whatever you want to call it, is whipped. It should go on right after a shower. And when I tell you, oh my gosh, it feels like a, how would I put it? Like a comforting barrier in the winter time. And my skin still feels like it's the glowy summertime. That's the best way I can put it, but it's wonderful. Please try this, please. And I'm giving it to some of my friends as gifts. So I just want to reiterate the differences in the ingredients from each of these. The face cream, I adore tallow face cream, but those prices I didn't, and I knew that I could make it at home for a fraction of the cost. I have acne prone skin, I have oily skin, and my skin is sensitive. This is a simple cream. It's moisturizing, it's gentle, and it's soothing, and guess what? There are no harsh chemicals in it. I know what's in it, and now you know what's in it. So please give it a try, especially in these dry winter months. And now I'm finishing up jarring all of my body cream, which is a lot thicker than my face cream, and I had a little bit extra. So anyway, now you see all of my body balm. Now you can use this on your hands. That's kind of why I call it a hand and body balm, but it is much thicker than just my regular. Now look at all this that I have left over. So I decided to make a whole new project that was not in the plans initially. I'm just trying to get rid of some of this tallow, guys. So I spent 20 bucks on all of this tallow, which is a little pricey for 5 pounds, but you know, you can find it somewhere cheaper. That's great. I got mine at the Grove in LA. Also, he was willing to grind it for me, which I really appreciated. So I didn't mind paying 20 bucks for that entire amount. Anyway, I am deciding to make a beard and goatee moisturizer for men. Now, I used to make body products and sell them in the Brentwood Farmers Market. I used to make soap and lotion and all kinds of things. So one of the things I also used to sell was a beard and goatee oil. Most men do not properly moisturize. A lot of guys wash their beards and goatees, but they don't necessarily replace the moisture that washing strips away. A really good beard moisturizer isn't just about shine, it's also about skin health. So I do the same things as I did before. So the oil blend has an amazing masculine scent, but one thing I noticed with my customers is that they would use too much. Adding tallow is actually great. So I made it 1-to-1. 1 cup of tallow for 1 cup of oil, and this is probably the loosest and thinnest of them all. Now, my jojoba oil that I used in my oil blend really helps soften coarse hair. It reduces itchiness and it prevents that dry skin flaking that so many men have just because they have a beard. With the right moisturizer, the skin underneath stays hydrated, calm, and balanced. The beard hair becomes smoother, more manageable, and just naturally healthier. So now you see me whipping it and putting it in the jars. For this one, I didn't have to do much because the oil blend was already made. I just needed to add the tallow. It makes a beard and goatee smell amazing. When you use clean ingredients and natural oils, you get a gentle scent that lasts without being overpowering. Your beard becomes softer, the shape holds better, and your skin finally gets the support it needs under the hair. So once men try a real beard moisturizer, one made with like really nourishing clean ingredients, they can feel the difference immediately. And ladies, it's the scent. The scent is so good. I use brambleberry shave and a haircut, and whew, I used to make soap out of this, and all the ladies would say, hey, can you make some of that for my boyfriend again? And I do have male customers who buy it from me, and I'm convinced they buy it from me because of the feedback that they get from women. It just smells good. So now you see me jarring it up in little samples, because with most men, you have to have them try it before they will at least attempt to use it more regularly. They always come back because they become customers, but I've learned to just make smaller quantities so that they can try it. And I'm just finding anything in my house to put it in that is really, really small. So as I told you, I'm not a huge fan of plastic, but I'm also trying to get rid of any plastic containers in my house. And these little samples are a great way to do it. Now I do have a larger order here. One of my customers likes to buy in bulk, and he is a loyal customer and we work together. So he is purchasing this large one, and then I always make an extra large one in case I get a new loyal customer. But typically once they know they love it, this size works really, really well. Well, after making 5 different products, this is still the amount of tallow that I have left. And I'm just gonna have to save it. I've been doing this now for 2 hours, and I'll just save this for another project for another day. I just can't do any more today. So you see the amount of beard products I made from the tallow, which is a lot. And I usually put them in bags here. Now, I don't sell anymore. I used to sell at the Brentwood Farmers Market. I don't really sell them anymore unless they're close family and friends. But look at the entire haul I made in just this video in 2 hours of my time. I created the labels myself, nothing special, printed them out on my home printer. And look at how much I was able to make with the tallow that I already had. And they're all high quality, amazing products. And if I can do it, you can do it. I hope you feel inspired to try making your own tallow products and protecting your skin and your feet and your face from this winter weather. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you got value out of it today, I hope you consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching this whole video. And remember, when you learn a skill, nothing and no one can take that skill set away from you. Happy making!